Hi, I just wanted to say something before you start listening to this episode. Sarah and I are certainly trying to talk about things that we hope and feel are relevant to your experience. And we want to validate what you've been through because we've been through it too. But what we're talking about in this one is also about the happy times. We had a really happy event happen in our extended family, which includes me, Sarah, and the kids. One of them got engaged. And that's what we're talking about here. And I left it in because sometimes we chit chat and I edit those things out. But I left it in this time because I want to show what happens when you start to heal. And we have joined together in a way that I never thought would be possible. And I'm so eternally grateful for. And I want you to see that side of it too. So I hope you enjoy. I hope this helps. Welcome to Two Queens and a Joker, my narcissist ex and me. I am Brenda.
I'm Sarah.
And today we are going to talk about what it's like to move on or how can we move on in new relationships. And that doesn't even mean just romantic relationships, but just new relationships and being able to be discerning about who we let into our lives and who we allow to be close to us and how to be open to having new relationships and friendships and trusting maybe some people that are already in your life. I don't know, but we'll talk about all of it. What do you think, Sarah?
Welcome. Yes.
I mean, this is a topic that was requested by a client. And I think so all of the topics that we've talked about are also things that I've heard clients ask about. And I'm not even taking it from them. It's just that our experience has been right in line with all of the people that I work with, which is all narcissistic abuse survivors. I mean, themes, the themes run through all of the relationships, the similar themes. And I think that's probably true for us on some level too, that, after we get out of the relationship, I think it really is hard for us to know who to trust, you trust our gut, which we've talked about before, just trusting our intuition. If we meet somebody, to tell you the truth, Sarah, I always worry about this with you because I don't I don't have an abundance of friends. I have a couple people that I'm close to, and one of them's you. But I always think I don't want to I want to make sure that I'm always authentic. I'm always myself, and I always worry. I mean, this is all much more fresh for you than it is for me. I think I've had an opportunity. I've been with my therapist for 5 years. So, I mean, and honestly, still have a lot of work to do around this, but there's just a lot of time for me, which isn't the case for you. And I always think, does Sarah worry about my motives? Does she think am I trying to get something or I don't know. I mean, I worry about everything, but I do
No,
worry about that with you.
no, not with me. You don't have to worry about that. No.
Well, thank
And I
you.
know your intentions.
I
I
hope
think they're
so.
good. Yes. I don't have an evil thought. I don't have any bad feelings coming from you at all. So don't ever think that you're trying to take advantage of me or anything
Okay.
like that.
Well,
Yes.
thank you for saying that. And please know I feel absolutely the same about you, but I feel like I'm always asking you, Sarah, you want to record? Sarah, you want to do this? You want to come over? You want to do I mean, I know I don't ask
I
a
don't
lot.
have that personality to, initiate. I sit back and absolutely join. I will actually come, but I'm not the one that starts the party or, like, start a conversation. I don't think I have good communication skills because I get high anxiety.
Mm,
So, yeah, but I will absolutely join any party.
yeah. I'm glad you came to my birthday party.
It was amazing. I had so much fun, and oh my god, I couldn't I got home and I just couldn't stop looking at the pictures and crying, and
Same, same. Well,
oh
because
my god.
my daughter got engaged at that party too, which was just
Yeah.
the highlight for me. It was so fantastic. But I'm glad well, you knew it was gonna happen, but I'm so glad you were there and the kids were there to see, and it was just so perfect.
There was so much love going around that night. It was, like, a little overwhelming for me because I don't get that,
Yeah.
but it, like, made me happy to see that you guys get that all and you have that and you guys are that loving and you have that group, and oh my god, I was like, "This is amazing."
It was amazing for me too. We've been here for 2 years, and this is the first time we've had really I mean, other than you, you and the kids, really had much of anybody over here. Quite a few of them were my cousins, but I was really impressed by the turnout too. Like Nisreen, my sister from another mother, she works with me, but it was just so nice. And that was the first time she's ever been to my house, no matter where I've lived. But it was perfect. It was a perfect day.
It was
Yeah,
beautiful. It couldn't have gone any better. It was a wonderful birthday, wonderful that
yeah,
all the love was there.
yeah.
Ah, I was like, "Ah," it was like the perfect Hallmark commercial.
Wasn't it? And the flowers. Yeah.
They were amazing. Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
amazing.
so many flowers. I keep thinking about what you say because the one of the things for me and what we talked about before, I don't like being the center of attention either. Like my daughter knows to not like if we go out to dinner for my birthday, don't have anybody sing to me. I don't want that kind of pressure, right?
Mhm.
So doing this party, I was like, "You don't have to do this. You don't have to let's go on a trip. Let's go somewhere. Let's go to anything else." Right? And she goes, "Mom, shut up. I'm doing it for you." And honestly, in hindsight, I'm so glad she did and I'm so grateful. But you kept saying how much she loves me and this is her way of showing me she loves me. And it's true. She went all out. She organized everything and it was spectacular. I mean, the
You should
tent in the
post
backyard.
pictures on the website so people can see, like, the flowers and the
Yeah,
setup, and oh my
I'll
gosh, how
do
much
that.
work she did and put in.
Yeah.
Oh, so beautiful,
I'll
so
do that. I'll
beautiful.
share. It really was, just a dream come true. Anyway, I'm going on and on probably more than I need
Well,
to.
you should. You have every right to.
It was so great. It was so great. It was literally one of the best days of my entire life, and the other 2 were each of my children's days of birth, you know? I mean, it's seriously up there for
It was
me.
a topper. Yeah.
Yeah, so fantastic. But all that to say that, I'm not one for initiating anything like that, that's for sure, but I don't ask anybody else to come over, just you. You're the only one I bug and, like, I mean, it's outside of my
Bugging
comfort
me,
zone.
keep bugging me, please.
I will. Somehow it's just easier to bug you than anyone else I know, I guess.
Well, I
I'm
love it,
grateful.
so keep doing it.
Well, good. Consider that floodgate open.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So back to the topic though. I mean, I think too, obviously, I think the being discerning and not being able to trust people after we're out of these relationships comes from all of the abuse for sure, and the trickery and the fuckery, honestly, and the lies, all the stuff. I think the longer that you're in it, the harder it is to trust people. But what have you noticed since it's more fresh for you in the last couple of years? Or even, well, I don't know if I want to ask you to talk about, I was going to say about Bo.
Okay.
What were you
I
saying?
don't think it was a when it comes to him, I don't think it was like a trust thing, it was a more felt safe kinda thing, 'cause he was more of the machismo, definitely, like, I don't know how to say it, like, instantly would get it not at me, but get upset at another person if he got too close so it felt like he was protecting me, and he would always, stick up for me when it came to the Joker and, that kinda thing, but, like, trusting it I think Joker has, kind of ruined that because it does take a while to build that trust because you have had that trust in this person. Well, I had my trust in that person for 20 plus years and stupidly believed everything that came out of his mouth, every conversation. And then to learn what I learned after, like a total smack in the face.
Yeah.
And then family that you thought was there for you just disappears or backs him up and gives him an excuse. So trusting somebody for me is very hard. So initially when you did ask me about this, I thought about it for a while and the kids and I discussed it and like I said, I know where Brenda's coming from. She's got a good heart and I know she's trying to help me. This isn't a bad thing. Choo Choo and my daughter. Um uh they said this would be a really good thing for you, but not only for you, for Brenda, because you guys are 2 peas in a pod and you guys
Mm.
can heal each other. And I said, "You know what? You're absolutely right." And I went, I'm gonna try this. And it takes me way out of my comfort zone,
Well, I know this.
definitely. But I'm the same as you. I have you as my friend. I have my mom, I have my stepmom, I have my dad, I have Rhea. and my children.
Mhm.
I love my work friends. We don't really go out, and that's on me because they'll go out. But still, I think because I'm set in that pattern that I shouldn't go out, that I shouldn't have a life,
Mhm.
kind of thing. Now I get anxiety when I think about going out for fun
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. I think
Like,
it's complicated.
yeah, I don't know how to find myself trusting somebody again, like wanting to trust somebody again. I mean, like now I feel trust in myself where I can open up and like talk to you and I talk to my parents and I talk to Ria. Well, not everything about to Ria about what was going on with Joker, but my parents know a lot. And Ria lived it because she was with us, and then you lived it. But for a new person, yeah, it's hard because, I mean, I'm guarded, and that's I hate myself for saying that. I hate it. I'm guarded now where I thought before, like, not that I was a big people person before, but I was a friendly person before where now I'm, like, reclusive. I'm always nice. Like, at work, everyone's like, "You're always smiling." I'm like, "Well, better to smile than to be crying or to be upset," you know? Always have a smile on your face because it can only get better, you know?
Mhm.
No matter how bad of a day, put a smile on. There you go, you're one step closer to a better day.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And, like, my thought, like, I think I read it somewhere, so it's not my thought, but I'll claim it.
Go for it.
You never know what your smile can do for somebody else.
Absolutely.
Because I know even in cry for a second, even in the dark, really dark days,
Yeah.
being at work and just I work with usually older patients and them smiling and, "Oh, you're such a sweet lady. Oh, thank you." And, "You're so kind." God, just them smiling would put me in a better frame.
Yeah, I bet.
So, I wanna get back to that part where I can trust enough to have another friend where I don't have to go, "Okay, why do you wanna be my friend? What are
Yeah.
you gonna get out of this?" 'Cause really I don't have anything to offer.
Yes, you
But I mean,
do.
is there an ulterior motive? And I think that's been ingrained. I'm slowly good slowly, I mean, very slowly, but I mean, like, we've become really good friends, I feel.
Yeah.
Family. So, I think it's definitely a slow progress, but you just gotta keep building on it. You gotta keep trying and believe. I mean, there's so many bad people out there, absolutely, but there's also so many good.
And
So,
that's key right there too, is just realizing that not everyone's painted with the same brush, right?
and we have narcissist glasses on, so
Yes.
unfortunately,
Yep.
w we look at you and we have to overcome that within ourselves
Yeah.
to let you in,
That's a very
to
good
let us
point.
trust you. Yes,
Yeah, that's a really good point. I think another piece of this for you and me, well, I know you well enough that I know that you're an introvert. I know that I'm an introvert. And I also think we talked before about like the Joker's attraction to you, me, and Kathy. That there's some similarities with the three of us. I think that's part of it too, is the introvert. I don't know about her, but I definitely know you and I are. And that works in a narcissist's favor too, right? Because if we're introverted, we're in the background. We're not out there trying to get the attention or um we're okay with staying home. I mean, and then that gives all of the
absolutely.
freedom for him to go do whatever the hell he wants.
Mhm.
And he will. Well,
Oh,
he
yeah,
did.
no doubt, doubt.
Yeah. The introvert in us too, I think that's another layer of I don't think it's true that introverts can't trust people. That's not what I'm saying. But I think if we already are guarded and we have a little bit of trouble because we do have the narcissist filter glasses on, it's another layer for us to kind of overcome. It's just not who we are. I'm okay with having a
No.
few friends. I'm okay
Yeah.
if it's just me and you.
Yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. And for me too, I think, I don't know if this is playing a role, but it's coming up for me. So I'm just going to say it. I don't remember if we talked about this, but, or maybe it doesn't matter. Don't get off track. I attract everybody that needs to tell their life story. I don't know why. This was before I became a therapist. It's definitely continued throughout my whole career as a therapist, but it's always been this way. And I was giving this example to somebody, maybe in the group, but because I don't talk to anybody else except for you. I was at, when I go to Minneapolis to see my son, he's a bartender, and I often go to the bar and just hang out there and to be around him. And I was sitting and nobody was sitting next to me. I usually try to sit away from people because of all of this. Somebody came and sat next to me and hadn't been there for like 3 minutes. And I already know the whole life story. And Ian walks by me and he goes, "Every time, mom, every time." It's true. I think that makes me a little more guarded too. So I'm like, I've got layers of guardedness because I try not to make eye contact with people. Not that I'm trying to be a jerk. Like I want to be compassionate and empathetic with
Mhm.
everybody, but I have to be okay here,
Yes.
right?
You have to
I
guard
can't.
yourself. You
Yeah.
have to make sure yourself is okay
Yes.
before you can bring yourself out to anybody else.
Right. That whole
Yeah,
make sure you can't pour from an empty cup, right? And I got to make sure my
exactly.
cup's not empty.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's layers of that. But how do we can I give another example? I'm not trying to be the only one talking, but do you mind if I give another example?
Yes, absolutely.
So I went to a conference over the weekend with a bunch of therapists, which there's really good energy being around other therapists. For the most part, it's usually pretty awesome, and it was this time too. I always enjoy it. But I think I get overwhelmed. I also went into it with a migraine building. So I went up on Thursday and the conference was all day Friday, all day Saturday, and most of the day on Sunday. By Saturday night, my head hurt so bad I couldn't stay there anymore. And we ended up coming home. I missed the last day. I kept thinking that because I've peopled too much, right? Just
Hell
being around too many,
yes. Yes.
right? I've wondered if that played a role. I mean, I felt the headache coming on before. I mean, it also weather does I get sinus migraines.
Mhm.
Um, I think that was playing a role, but then I was really wondering, could I have tolerated it if it wasn't so peoply, right? Do you get that kind of
Yeah, my daughter and I, we call it our social battery. That's that
yeah,
we if we've hit that point, she'll come up to me or I'll come up to her and I said, "My social battery's done. It's full." And she'll be like, "Mine too." I'm like, "Okay, we're going to quietly make our escape, say our goodbyes, and then, go home and decompress."
yeah, yeah.
Like, home's our safe spot.
Oh, yeah.
Just walking through the front door, I feel like there's so much stress and anxiety that just disappears.
For sure. Yeah, it's your
Yeah,
sanctuary.
like it's not allowed in the house. Not that there's none in the house,
Yeah.
the excess and the bad can stay out there because we're in our safe spot.
Right. And any of the stuff that's in there is your even if it's negative, it's your negative stuff and it's not
Yes.
other
Yeah,
some
all
other
the
energy.
the mess and dishes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I've never really had a large social battery, never. But it is definitely diminished with the 20 years being with the Joker. It's like, say if I had a 10, I'd say it's like a 2 now, like, that's my max. And now that I'm healing myself and taking care of myself and
Mhm.
trying to teach the kids to do the same, once I hit that 2, I'm sorry if anybody's mad at me or upset, but we gotta go.
Yeah.
I love everybody here, but we gots to go.
Yes, it's time. Yeah, I think that's a very wise way to live your life, to tell you the truth. And I've told this to anyone who will listen to me, but at the conference, there's this woman named Rebecca Case. She's a therapist, and I've seen her talk before, and I just love her work. I love just the way she looks at the world. It's so great. But what she was talking about is your metabolic bank. So meaning like what is your body capable of, gotten enough sleep, have you hydrated it and have had enough nourishment, nutrition, all of that stuff, knowing where your metabolic bank is, so you and paying attention to it and thinking of it like deposits and withdrawals so
Mhm.
that you stay on top of that, so your social battery doesn't get depleted down to a 2 like that, right? So I mean, even when
Yes.
if you're doing something like coming to my birthday party, so you had 2 things that day that probably took you out of your
Yes.
comfort zone.
Oh my god, it's 2
Uh,
things in one day.
I
What the
that's
hell?
not okay. So you must have been that's a great example of it though, right? Like, ideally, knowing your metabolic bank ahead of time, you're like, "Oh my god, I have to do 2 things tomorrow, then I really need to rest and
Yeah,
hydrate and just."
I need to just get in and all the positive energy to come
Yeah.
in and I can do this. I know I can do this. Whereas
Yes.
before I just be like, I can't do this. I can't do this. No, I can do this. We can do this.
Mhm.
We got this. But you definitely have to be aware and start listening to yourself when you're at that point where, okay, I need
Mhm.
to go, or, I don't have enough trust in this situation to bring you in, so I'm gonna step out. But learning to get to that point after being in the relationship that we were in does take a while. And you have to relearn who you are and how you're gonna
Definitely.
deal with the outside world, because hopefully the outside world is not like how he was.
Yes.
You don't like that they're coming in with good, but you're seeing it as, yeah, but what do you want out of it?
Yeah.
You know? Okay, yeah, you're gonna give me this cup of water, but what do you want in return for this cup of water? Like, what are you gonna
Mhm.
take from me? You know?
Yeah, what's
And
the price?
yeah, you learn to not be so jaded, uh,
Yeah.
because that is a learned behavior. You lose that trust. And it's the trust in yourself mainly. You have to learn what your trust is in yourself to build trust with other people again. I think that's the big one. I was just gonna say, because if you can't learn to trust yourself and how you feel and your gut and know when you in your mind are saying, "No, I'm done," it's okay.
Mhm.
It is okay. And if you can't do that, you should not be letting anybody else in to try to build trust. Because there's no way it's gonna happen. That's when that sneaky son of a bitch is gonna come right in and destroy everything again.
Oh my god. Yes, you are so right. You're so right. That is it really has to be understanding yourself, and it's you're right. I mean, the self-esteem, the self-confidence, the identity, all of that is broken down so much in these relationships that you really do have to spend a good deal of time working on that before you worry about trusting other people. Because when you can trust yourself, this is what you're saying. When you can trust yourself, you're going to be on much firmer ground, right?
It's funny you say that like that, 'cause, I was talking to my boss, I don't remember if it was today or yesterday, and there was an incident at work, and I don't consider myself weak, I consider myself meek. So,
Mm-hmm.
he says, "Think about it, Sarah. You tell people how it is, your opinion, and if they come back at you and you have a conversation, you're willing to sit there and talk with them and do that. But as soon as they raise their voice, get disrespectful or violent, call names, he's like, you walk away. That's not weak. That's
No,
standing your ground." Where
absolutely it is.
I always felt that made me weak, that I would walk away.
Really?
Yeah, but it's like the way that he worded it, and I wish I could say it the way he said it, it was empowering.
Yeah,
And
I
I
bet
was
it
like,
was.
"You know what? Damn right." He's like, and he knows nothing about narcissists. He doesn't know my life, he doesn't know any of the stories, he just knows I'm going through a horrible divorce, that's it. So, I was like, "Wow."
What an interesting
Dang.
observation.
I was like, "You know what that is? I am strong because I can walk away from that situation. I'm not engaging. I am not losing who I am in that conversation. I'm not dropping to that person's level. I gave you this is how I see it. I'm responding to a conversation, or this is my conversation. If you want to talk to me as an adult with a level head, I am more than willing. Your opinion matters to me. Everybody's opinion matters to me. But if you force feed me that opinion and tell me that my opinion is wrong in
Mm.
a negative fashion, I'm going to walk away. I'm gonna curtsy and walk away."
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Yes. Yeah, have a good day. And I'm gonna keep saying it. I was like, it made me smile. I was like, and I don't have deep conversations with my boss, but, like, I was like, it made my day. I was like, "You know what? I'm strong."
You are you're incredibly strong.
I've never liked confrontation. I hate it. Like, thinking about it right now, it's giving me anxiety just thinking about confrontation, you know? So, but I've gotten to the point where now that I can express my opinion, I wasn't allowed to do that before. I can express my opinion and I can take your opinion back and take it in. And as long as you're not disrespectful, as long as you're not calling me names, as you're not degrading me and making me feel like nothing.
Right.
And if you make me get to that point, I'm going to walk away because that's what saves me. That's what makes me strong. Why it took him to tell me that, to think of it that way, Something the way he said it made it click.
Yeah. Well, because he's seeing you in a different environment and seeing courage in you in that environment. And it's coming from somebody who doesn't know the whole story and is seeing you just as Sarah, as you. So I hope all of that's really sinking in for you. And the thing that I think is a really big deal about that too is that it was, I don't know, I do know because I was with him. It wasn't ever safe to walk away. You couldn't walk away, right? He'd
Oh, he'd
follow you,
follow
he'd
you.
corner you.
He closed the door so you
Mm,
couldn't get out. With it did this with his arm, he reached out and you couldn't move anywhere, or he'd
yes.
do his arm up against you like this on the wall so you couldn't move. It was safer to stay in one spot and take that abuse, take the yelling, take the negativity, take whatever he had, because you don't walk away. You walk away and it's gonna be 100 times worse. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think on many levels, you walking away at now is an act of defiance almost, right? And it's just a measured, mature act of defiance. It's fantastic.
Turning into a grown up.
You are. You are. I was going to say that
Yeah.
too. This is what emotional maturity looks like too. You can, everything you just described, taking somebody's opinion and not blowing up at them, taking it for what it is, not seeing it as a confrontation if yours and theirs don't match. Right. This is what emotional maturity looks like. But when you've been with somebody who's so emotionally, saying even emotionally immature is giving him too much credit, that doesn't have the emotional capacity to let any of this happen, grooms you and teaches you that it's not safe to step out of that
You're
physically
supposed to
or
stand there, you're supposed to take it
yeah.
and absorb it, because they think that if they stand there and do this to you and you're absorbing it, that they they win, or you're gonna get them. You will get what they're saying.
Oh, yeah. They'll
Yeah.
convince you that they are the all knowing.
Mhm.
So maybe the takeaway is that it really isn't, I mean, it is about trusting other people, I guess, but really the answer to trusting other people is trusting yourself first.
Yes.
Do you
You have to
think?
build
That's what
within.
you said.
Yeah, build
Yeah.
within before you can go out.
Yeah.
Give yourself to another person. It doesn't even I'm not even talking boyfriend, I mean friend, a neighbor to talk to,
Yeah.
You have to be able to trust yourself, your gut, everything
Yeah.
you think, who you are. Go have a relationship, be a friend, family, I don't know, you know?
Let people into your life and do it slowly
Yeah.
if it's that feels safer. Isolating was the tool of any narcissist, is the tool of any narcissist, but we get comfortable or feel safe or something like that.
It
And
makes
we
us
need
feel
to,
safe. I think we've lived it for so long that we feel safe
yeah, it feels
if
normal.
we're yeah, and that we don't wanna step out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, definitely once you start to feel safe.
Mhm.
Interesting. That was very enlightening for me. I hope it, I hope it makes sense to anyone who's listening because I hadn't thought about it in some of these terms before. I know that we should trust ourselves, but I never really thought about how am I going to trust anybody if I'm always worried about am I saying the right thing and that's what I mean by trust myself, like that I'm not some kind of weirdo from Mars that no one's ever come across before. Like I'm just another person and fairly normal, but I think we can see
I
ourselves.
guarantee I am the most Abby normal person. Words come out and it's not connected with my brain, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I think I'm speaking English, but, might not be coming across as English, so yeah,
Oh, I feel that way
that's just
most of the time.
me, and that's okay if you don't like that, and I'm at a point I've learned that that's okay,
Yeah.
and I think
Yeah.
if once you get to that point and you love yourself and you trust yourself,
Hmm.
you're not gonna give a fuck what
Yes.
other people think.
And that's really the ultimate goal, isn't it? It is. I'm not there yet. I think I still worry too much, and I always worry about, like, being too much or saying the wrong thing, like, I'm not being delicate enough or gentle enough. Because sometimes I get mad.
I can never picture you not being delicate enough or not saying the right thing. Like,
Why would
literally every time we do a podcast or every time I speak to you, I feel enlightened. I feel like I'm gaining more knowledge. I feel like weights lifted every time I talk to you. So I don't
Sarah?
think from my person that you can say anything wrong. You have one of the biggest hearts that I've ever known.
Ooh,
You're one of those people that heart is so big that you give probably when you shouldn't be. probably
I'm
when you
working
should
on
be
that.
holding on to some of that. Yes.
Well, thank you for saying that. I mean, I feel the
Yeah.
same about you. I see so much goodness in you and just so much kindness and the way you love your children so fiercely and Ria, it's lovely, lovely, lovely to see. And you take my
You're the
children in and
same.
love them.
You're the same.
Well, isn't it funny how we're both like that and
Yes.
ended up with that freaking monster who sucked the life out of us.
We took that bad thing and we turned it into our own family.
That's right. We did
Yes, we
indeed.
did. Yes, we
Yes, we
did.
did.
We turned it into a negative into such a beautiful positive that I hope he stews
I do too.
for the rest of his life.
I do too. And when his current victim is done, or when he's done with her, because that's how it will go, I hope she'll be here with
She
us.
can come join our podcast. She can sit next to us. We welcome you with open arms if that's what you want to do. We are always open.
Yeah. She doesn't know what she doesn't know. I have no ill will towards her
Oh,
whatsoever.
none at all. Like people will ask, well, aren't you upset how like she will give you dirty looks in court or, stands up for him? I'm like, she doesn't know.
Yeah, she doesn't.
I was that same person that she was when I started with the Joker. So
Yeah,
I
I was
cannot,
too.
yeah, I can't condemn her for having the blinders on and everything like that because he plays his part to a T, to a T. Academy Award, Emmy Award, whatever the award is, bam, he collects every single one of those. So I have, like you said, no ill will. I truly, hopefully want the best for her. I
I
hope
do
she doesn't
too.
go what we go through. I hope she can get out before it turns into something
Yeah.
it shouldn't.
That's what I hope the most right there is that it doesn't take a long time for her to figure this out. Oh, yeah.
They don't change.
Nope. Just keeps getting better at it.
Yes.
More of the victim, more of the woe is me. Everyone owes me something. It just gets worse.
Yeah. He perfects it with every he had his, okay, here's Kathy. She's gonna be this one. And then I'm gonna perfect it because now I have Brenda. And the next
Mhm.
one now I have Sarah. And oh my gosh, even now I'm like the king of perception, the king narcissist. And it just
Yep.
keeps getting better. And he learns new tools along the way to hide it. So, and I'm gonna say something that probably is gonna piss some people off. People, they give him excuses to why it's okay the way he acts, which is totally fucking bullshit. Oh, well, he didn't have a good childhood. Well, he was abused. Well, his mom died. Well, okay, well, you know what? He broke his toe once too.
Yeah.
You know,
Let's throw that in there.
what more shit can we pile on? I mean, it doesn't give you excuse to be a fucking douche.
Exactly. And what about the millions and millions of people who have had similar or worse experiences and aren't such a fucking douche,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
You either take your life experiences and you go to the yin or the yang. I mean, you go
Mm.
totally dark or you're going to go totally to the light. And that's your choice as a human being. And it says a lot about who you are and which way you're going to choose. And we can't always be 100% light. And absolutely, I understand that.
Yeah.
But this man is so far in the negative, in the dark. You can't even shine a light in there.
No, it is complete darkness and it does get worse. And now he's got the language of, well, we've talked about this, but the language of therapy to use
Yes.
against people too. So he did, again, gaining more and more skills, right? To be continually more evil, I guess.
Yes.
But I wanted to say something too, back to something you said, like him moving, or what was it? You said something about believing what he says. Like I believed everything he said about Kathy, that she was the worst human being ever and the worst mom. And I just couldn't believe she would keep Alex. And I know I've said this before, but it's just so interesting for people to pay attention to the patterns, right? And this is the pattern that you and I lived and talked about later, that it wasn't until you said something to me about me that he said to you, that it was the same thing that I heard him say about Kathy to me. And I thought, oh, that motherfucker, right? Like,
Yes.
yeah, but just pay attention to the patterns. And I
Mhm.
think too, as you're learning to have new relationships and friendships and whatever it is, that's what you look at as the patterns, because they're going to tell you everything you need to know about somebody.
Words are absolutely meaningless. It's actions, it's the patterns, how they show up.
Yeah, just pay attention to the patterns. I think maybe trusting yourself means trusting that you'll pay attention to the patterns too. So it's all part of the same thing. But
And
there's
you gotta remember it's a learning curve. It's okay if
yes,
you put your trust in somebody and that person shouldn't have had your trust. Okay, you learned, you coped with it, and then the next time you're gonna have different coping mechanisms and different standards and different ways of looking at it so that next person that you're gonna let into your trust zone, into your safety zone is gonna it you will do that because you've developed ways to notice. You developed ways
yes.
to make that trust.
Yeah. And you have to give yourself credit from when you make good choices. Like you didn't let
Absolutely.
another toxic person stay in your life very long. That's a win. And I know we can beat ourselves up about things like that, but that's a win. That was a much
Yes.
shorter experience. And
Yes.
you should be
Do I
proud of
wish
that.
it happened? No, but did we get him out of the house? Yes. So
Yes.
there we go.
Yeah. Huge win. All right. Well, that's it for this episode. Thank you for listening. I hope that it was helpful and you feel validated that you are not alone in this nonsense with a narcissist. You want to say anything?
Thank you. We love that you're coming to listen. Thank you. We are here for you.
We are. And what Sarah said last time on our last podcast, please do send us messages. And we'd love to hear ideas for topics. Um, and just hear, we'd love to hear anything that you have to say, any communication you want to have, we welcome.